What's up, YouTube? Mini Minchino here, and welcome to another Minnycast. For those who are new, this is the weekly podcast vlog type show where I share with you some updates and sort of talk about stuff for a while. And today is going to be a little bit more of a positive Minnycast, unlike the last several, which have been a little bit of a downer kind of deal. So yay for that. But first we've got, I guess, an update. I actually found an apartment that I really liked. Well, my brother and I did, and we haven't got it yet, but you know, things are happening, and I am really hoping that it works out because it's really good. It's in a nice area. It's at a point that it's in a spot that I'm kind of familiar with, which is helpful, and yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but I am hoping, you know. But yeah, sorry that this video is late. Actually, this is supposed to be up on Sunday, but I couldn't think of what to talk about on Sunday, and then I passed out super early, and then Monday there was a rather concerning amber alert for you Canadians out there, especially my fellow Ontarians. You'll likely know about the amber alert regarding the Pickering nuclear plant and stuff, and how that was a terrifying wake-up call, because it was like, yeah, there was an incident that happened, but don't worry, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to go anywhere, you know, but there was a thing, but don't panic. And that's all the information we got for like an hour, until they were like, yeah, we fucked up, that was a mistake. So yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, so that happened, and that sort of threw me off. I couldn't think of a topic, but today I thought of a topic. So, you know, this is actually inspired by a video from Molly Burke, and for those who don't know her, she is a blind YouTuber, and I think she's also a motivational speaker, something along those lines. I'll link her channel, and I highly recommend you check her out. But yeah, she put out a video, I think back in 2018, and I saw it today for some reason. YouTube recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, I'm curious. It was 10 things that amaze me about sight, and I kind of wanted to do my own version of that. I don't want to like copy her video by any means, but I do feel that I have a different perspective to what she has gone through and what she finds fascinating, and some of the stuff I do agree with in her video, like, and some stuff I can't really say that I've ever experienced, like her mentioning night blindness and stuff. I can still kind of see at night, but it's not the best. It's not the best. So I guess what I deal with is close to that, but I don't know if it's quite that. I don't know. But anyway, I don't really have like 10 things or whatever, but this also kind of works out because there was an event that occurred this week. I say event like it was some big thing, but it was really not. But it kind of is related to that, and sort of just how I, you know, perceive the world around me, I guess. And I suppose I might as well start with that, because one point that Molly Burke did in fact make in her video was talking about how much detail there actually is in the world, and how much of it doesn't actually get seen by somebody who's visually impaired. So for those who don't know, I have 10% vision in one eye. So it's very limited compared to what I'm assuming you would see. Um, so a lot of stuff like, to me it doesn't seem that bad because it's all I've ever really experienced. I mean, I used to see out of both eyes, and then that was quite an experience to wrap my head around. And I feel like it would actually be really weird if I were to get the vision back in my left eye. I think that would actually disorient me. At least for a little while anyway. Just because I've gotten so used to just having one eye. It's so weird. Like, I'm still aware that I have the left eye, but it's just, you know, the void, I guess. Just a dark void, in place of, you know, whatever I would be able to see, assuming I had vision in that eye. But I'm kind of rambling. So, the quote-unquote event that occurred this week was, when I went to actually look at that apartment I mentioned earlier. Was in the car with my mom and my brother, and my mom decides to show me a zoomed in picture of my dad, and I'm not entirely sure why, but like, she was showing it to me and it was just his face, like just his face. So I was kind of confused. I was like, okay. She's like, do you recognize who that is? And I'm just like sort of looking at her. I'm like, honestly, in my head I was like, should I? And I know what you're thinking. I didn't recognize my own dad. That's depressing as hell. And I agree with you, actually. But and my mom expressed the same sentiment. She was just kind of like, oh my god, you don't recognize your own father. And I'm like, well, I mean, hang on a minute. That's not how I normally see people. I don't see people in that amount of detail, and the only way I would actually recognize my dad is if I could see, you know, his whole body and see his posture and his demeanor and stuff like that. That's how I'd recognize my dad, not by the many details on his face that I can't actually see. So when I look at pictures of people, I see all that detail because it's, you know, it's a picture. I can zoom in on it or whatever if I really wanted to. But generally, you know, everything's close. I can have a picture close to my face, so when things are closer to me, I can see in better detail. So even if I'm not zooming in on an image, I can still see it better than I would be able to see it in real life, unless I was literally nose to nose with somebody, which would be very awkward. So, you know, when I look at someone's face, yeah, I might be able to tell they have a beard or something, or a mustache or something like that. Their eyes just look like black pits to me, which, you know, thinking about that, it's a little bit disturbing, to be honest with you. But like, it's not to me because I know their actual eyes and whatever. And they're not like entirely black. That's just the closest thing I can describe it to. But it's like that, but not creepy, I guess. And like, sometimes I can tell that they have curly hair or whatever. I could tell if it's long or short or something like that. But like, that's kind of it. I can't always, like, usually when I look at a person, I don't focus on their face. I focus on their posture and their demeanor, because that's what I recognize, like their general body shape, their height, the way they stand, the way they move and stuff like that. You know, that's how generally I recognize people, you know, rather than specific details on the face kind of thing. And it's just like, it just kind of blows my mind that's like, it makes sense. People can see that kind of thing, so they're gonna be able to, but it's just like, I can't do it, and that blows my mind. So I don't know, that combined with the video just inspired me today. So you know, Sight is kind of a fascinating thing, to be honest, because like really if you think about it, all it really is just light coming into your eye and then your brain somehow interpreting that as things that you can. I don't know how to explain this. It's like, you know, light's coming into your eye does some crazy trickery to send stuff to your brain that's like, hey, this is a thing that's in front of you. Colors are a thing somehow, and stuff, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to me. Just kind of that as an idea. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with any of this, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's strange to me because in terms of like going back to the whole face recognizing faces thing, I've seen like pictures from you know, a lot of my online friends. I've seen pictures of them. I've seen some of them on camera and stuff like that. I guarantee if I were to meet them in person, I guarantee I probably wouldn't recognize them right away, and it would be super awkward. Like, super awkward. But, like, I can't help that. But I don't know, it just kind of blows my mind. It's kind of like, and a lot of them I haven't, like, most of them I haven't really seen on camera, to be honest. I think only one I have. So, might be able to kind of recognize him more quickly than the others, but, like, it would still be kind of awkward, and I probably wouldn't right away until I got to know them more and, you know, understand more about them and the way they, you know, move and act and such. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a thing. I suppose like another thing that that gets me about sight is just how slowly my eyes adjust to light levels compared to other people. Like, I always feel like, you know, when you come in, it's like a really, really bright sunny day out, and you go inside and it's like really dark for a while. And like most people will just after like, I don't know, maybe a couple seconds and stuff like that. No, you know, maybe a minute or two. You know, me, it takes a little bit longer than that, and it's a little bit disorienting, and it's just like, man, I wish my eyes adjusted faster than that. I have had moments growing up at the blind school where the night staff in the dorms would actually come check on us every hour or so, and I had a particularly hard time with this one particular staff member that had the annoying habit of shining a very, very, very bright flashlight in your eyes. And she was like, her reasoning for it was like, oh, well, I need to make sure you're asleep. And I'm like, well, I was, thanks. Also, that genuinely causes me pain, and I don't appreciate it. So, there was this whole deal between me and this lady, because like she just kept insisting, and I'm like, you are literally going to ruin what's left of people's vision. Like yeah, we're visually impaired, but like not all of us want to lose the rest of our sight. Maybe some of us don't care, but a lot of us do still. I happen to be one of them. And also that is actually painful. Like, there is genuine pain because like my eyes have to force themselves to adjust so quickly. It straight up hurts. And yeah, I spent literally an entire school year fighting with this lady because none of the other resident staff would, you know, hear me out or even care really. They're just like, oh, whatever. Until, you know, eventually somebody got sick of me complaining about her, and they they said something to her and stuff like that. Turns out the next year she was not in my dorm anymore, and I was okay with that. And when she finally was in my dorm again, night checks were no longer required because I was in the independent living program, and they were like, yeah, she's just here to make sure nothing crazy happens, like, you know, somebody potentially breaking in or something. So, you know, no more flashlight pain, thank God for that. But I don't know. Like, do other people's eyes hurt when I imagine they would, at least for a little bit, but like, oh, it hurt so bad. Like, it burned. Like, it was just, oof. Like, you know when you like, stare into a flashlight for a while? Don't ever do that, by the way. Like, never do that. You will damage your vision, permanently. So, yeah, don't. But, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that hurts. And you get, like, these after images. Like, you know how sometimes, like, you close your eyes after, like, looking at a bright-ish light and you see, like, those colors or whatever? You get that, except it's, like, a really bright one. So it just, like, still, like, it's there and it still kind of hurts. And that sucks. That really sucks. I'm just rambling about all kinds of stupid crap now, you guys. I am so sorry for this. But, yeah, I don't know. Eyes are weird, and I'm probably going to end it for today, to be honest with you, because I don't know where else I'm going with this. So, yeah. I mean, if y'all have questions or comments about, you know, Sight and stuff, or even My Eyes in particular, go ahead and leave some comments, because I feel like it's a cool, like, it's a neat thing to make people aware of, kind of thing. And this kind of thing is not something sighted people think of a lot, and that's not to say that sighted people are, like, you know, being dicks about the whole thing, because it's absolutely not. They, you know, generally speaking, that is, most people don't really end up in a situation where they would think about it. So it just, you know, makes sense that there's a lot of people that don't know about this kind of thing just yet. There are exceptions, obviously, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, here's a perspective. What do you guys think? That's basically what I'm trying to go for, you guys. But, yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please feel free to check out any other series I have on this channel. And, don't forget to join the Minchino clan on Discord if you haven't done that already. Links to everything will be in the description down below. And until next time, you guys, Minny out.